Brandi Glanville was recently seen in a video shared online, which featured her claiming that Kyle Richards is a producer of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As the 52-year-old mother of two looked back on her time on the Bravo reality series in the nearly unrecognizable clip, she offered what she deemed to be big tea, as she claimed to have learned from Kyle's family that she was working behind the scenes with the network, which resulted in her getting a better edit than other cast members. "I don't know if you recognize me with it's a new look. It's Brandi Glanville," Brandi began in the video, which seemed to have been made for a fan. She then shared tea about what goes down during filming on RHOBH, as she suggested that the show ruined her life in a profanity-laced rant. "How many more times can we get in fights at restaurants? I think back in the day it was real, and I think what you have to understand. It's like the fact that, by the way, they pushed you and threw you down the stairs and then you're saying it, but they don't show that you're getting pushed and thrown down the stairs," she continued. Brandi then alleged that Kyle was a producer, claiming to have learned the information from her ex-castmate's family, which includes her former best friend, Kim Richards, 60. "I'm pretty sure that Kyle is a producer, so she gets an easy cut. That's been kind of the gossip, and plus, some of her family told me. That's big tea," she concluded. "The women are truly sick of her always acting like the queen bee and not being completely transparent," the source alleged in January. "Some of them definitely are attempting to take her down this season, however, she's a producer on the show." Due to her role as a producer, the story always tends to go her way, and she tends to typically get what she wants, regardless of that being unfair to any other cast members on the show. Brandi Glanville was featured in a guest role on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for Season 2, in a full-time role from Seasons 3 through 5, and in guest roles on Seasons 6, 9, and 10. RHOBH's Dorit Kemsley battles PK over money, mystery woman amid divorce. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' Dorit Kemsley and her husband, Paul PK Kemsley, are in the middle of what's shaping up to be a deeply contentious and emotional divorce. Not only is their marriage of 10 years ending, but the financial stress behind the scenes is boiling over, threatening their $8 million home and pitting them against each other in a legal and personal war. They've been very secretive about it, but clearly money issues have been plaguing them for some time, a source exclusively told Life and Style, and now they're going to war with each other over money. According to The Insider, Dorit is seeking financial support despite her prominent role on Bravo, but PK isn't backing down either. Dorit is requesting financial support despite being a full-time Bravo star, and he's hit back and is trying to get a piece of her TV earnings, the source said. The couple's fight is growing increasingly bitter. They are both insisting they're the ones in the right and digging in their heels, The Insider continued. Now their lawyers will have to fight it out, and no doubt their bills will be astronomical, which is only going to lead to more money stress. But Dorit and PK don't seem to care. All they care about is winning. Unfortunately, the battle isn't limited to finances. Emotions are running high, especially in light of PK's new relationship. PK is dating a woman who attended their wedding, which is not going over well with Dorit, the source revealed. And now Dorit is talking about getting back at him for it. It's all so toxic. To make matters worse, their financial footing is on shaky ground. The couple reportedly purchased their $8 million home through Dorit's LLC, and although they agreed in writing to pay it back, tax debts have put their ownership at risk. The drama intensified in April, when PK was photographed on a romantic date in Los Angeles with a then mystery woman, now confirmed to be the amazing race alum Shauna Wall. The pair were seen holding hands, sharing kisses, and looking very much like a new couple. Hours after those images went public, Dorit officially filed for divorce, closing the chapter on their decade-long marriage. As legal battles over money, fame, and betrayal unfold, one thing is clear: Dorit and PK Kemsley's split is anything but amicable. Edge and openness about sobriety, mental health, and sexuality have made her a beacon for those who often feel left out of mainstream music narratives. Kyle Richards, too, has undergone her own public transformation. Once best known for feuds, fashion, and family drama on reality TV, she has lately redefined herself through introspection, a commitment to health and wellness, and what many have described as a spiritual evolution. Her recent sobriety journey mirrors Morgan's own clean living path, and perhaps that common ground is what drew them together initially. In June 2024, Morgan celebrated her 8th year of sobriety, a milestone that speaks volumes in the entertainment industry, where the pressures to conform and cope are immense. Kyle was quick to acknowledge this on social media, writing, "8 years, that's strength right there," under Morgan's post. The comment wasn't just public praise, it was a signal of solidarity. Kyle herself has talked about her own decision to cut out alcohol, reflecting that it brought her clarity and a sense of peace she hadn't experienced in years. Together, the two have represented an empowering shift in how women in the public eye talk about sobriety, not as a punishment or necessity, but as a radical act of self-love and clarity. The public has taken notice of this bond, with many fans and media outlets commenting on how Kyle's support of Morgan goes beyond friendship. Whether or not there's more than friendship between them has been the subject of endless speculation, but those close to the duo insist the focus should be on what they're building: support systems, safe spaces, and emotional awareness, not tabloid-fueled headlines. Indeed, every time Morgan steps on stage to perform her soul-bearing music, and Kyle's in the audience or backstage, smiling, clapping, and posting messages like, "My heart is full," it becomes clear that something meaningful is at work. This support also extended overseas when Morgan went on her European tour, playing shows in Dublin, London, Amsterdam, and Glasgow. Kyle joined her for much of the tour, sharing snaps of their adventures on Instagram. They laughed over late-night street food, visited historic landmarks, and marveled at local fashion and culture. But most of all, they immersed themselves in the energy of the crowds, soaking in the emotional feedback Morgan receives when she performs. Kyle documented Morgan's Dublin performance with captions like, "So proud, so moved, so lucky to witness this journey up close." Again, these are not the words of a casual observer. Morgan Wade has also used her platform to shed light on issues often ignored in the entertainment world, including interstitial cystitis, a chronic bladder condition that affects millions but remains largely misunderstood. She's spoken openly about managing the condition with a mix of diet changes, holistic approaches, and patience. Kyle has supported Morgan through this too, often liking or resharing content related to Morgan's health journey. It's a small but meaningful gesture that speaks volumes about Kyle's evolving identity, not just as a celebrity, but as someone who genuinely cares. In the world of reality television, authenticity is a tricky thing. Kyle has spent over a decade navigating storylines, producer agendas, and public backlash. But in recent years, she's peeled back the curtain, revealing more of her vulnerabilities and values. Morgan, in contrast, came into the public eye already raw and unfiltered. Perhaps that's why Kyle has found such joy in supporting her, because Morgan doesn't pretend. She sings about heartbreak, loss, trauma, and healing in ways that strip away the polish and leave nothing but truth. Kyle, after so many years in a world of curated moments, may have found in Morgan a kind of truth-teller that she deeply admires. When the music video for "Left Me Behind" premiered, Morgan described it as one of her most personal songs, a ballad about rejection, resilience, and refusing to let emotional wounds define you. Kyle posted the link on her Instagram story, adding, "Hauntingly beautiful. Go listen, you'll feel this in your bones." Again, Kyle wasn't just promoting a song, she was advocating for a message, and the message was one of survival. As Morgan prepares for her new album drop on August 1, 2025, Kyle's support continues to ramp up. She's teased behind-the-scenes photos, shared rehearsal footage, and even hinted at attending more upcoming shows. Fans are excited to see Kyle continue this role, not just as a celebrity friend, but as someone who clearly finds inspiration in Morgan's courage and creativity. Their bond represents something rare in the entertainment world, a relationship built on mutual respect, emotional honesty, and shared healing. For younger women watching both of them, one from the world of country music and one from the reality television universe, their connection sends a powerful message. It says that you can start over. That vulnerability isn't weakness. That fame doesn't have to mean isolation. That it's okay to seek support and to give it. Kyle Richards, by consistently applauding Morgan Wade's accomplishments, reminds us that applause is more than just clapping. It's bearing witness to someone's growth and being unafraid to say, "I see you." As the music continues, and as Morgan steps into more stages and studio booths, Kyle will likely be right there, smiling, filming, sharing, cheering. And in a world that often praises women for competition rather than collaboration, their bond serves as a necessary reminder that solidarity, admiration, and genuine support are radical, healing, and absolutely worth celebrating. So when Kyle Richards applauds Morgan Wade's latest accomplishments, it isn't performative, it's deeply personal. It's the sound of one woman seeing another in all her power and saying, without hesitation, "You've earned this spotlight, and I'm proud to stand beside you in it." And that by side a few years ago, but 2024 and 2025 have proven that the unexpected can also be the most powerful. Kyle, known for her long-standing presence on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Morgan, the alt-country sensation who defies both industry and gender stereotypes, have formed a connection that has captured headlines, sparked interest, and encouraged deeper conversations about authenticity, growth, and mutual empowerment. When Kyle Richards applauded Morgan Wade's latest accomplishments, she did more than just drop a few likes or comments on Instagram. She championed a voice in country music that has become increasingly important, and in the process, she aligned herself with a message much bigger than celebrity. Morgan Wade's journey in the music world has been nothing short of inspiring. With a voice that blends emotional grit and lyrical depth, she has risen to national prominence not by chasing trends, but by embracing what's real. Her music resonates with people who feel deeply, live honestly, and seek truth even in the most difficult moments. Kyle Richards, having weathered the tumultuous terrain of reality television, personal struggles, and public criticism, seems to have found a kindred spirit in Morgan. The public may still speculate on the depth of their relationship, but what remains undeniable is Kyle's consistent, enthusiastic support of Morgan's accomplishments, and what that says about both of them. In recent months, Kyle has been extremely vocal on social media and through public appearances about how proud she is of Morgan's accomplishments. Whether it was a new single release, a concert tour across Europe, or her deeply personal health and wellness choices, Kyle was there not just as a cheerleader, but as someone who deeply respected the integrity behind Morgan's choices. For fans who followed Kyle since her earliest days on Real Housewives, this shift, from surface-level glitz to soul-deep support, has been powerful to witness. She isn't just applauding a talented musician. She's standing behind a woman who has poured raw truth into every lyric and live show. Take, for example, the recent release of Morgan's compilation album, The Party Is Over, Recovered. It's not just a collection of unreleased tracks, it's a reclamation of her journey. These songs span emotional territory that ranges from loss and addiction to healing and redemption. When Morgan shared snippets and teasers of the upcoming tracks online, Kyle was among the first to react. Her responses weren't mere emojis. They were often filled with heartfelt comments like, "This is powerful, so proud of you," and "You always know how to touch the soul." These aren't the responses of someone casually watching from afar. They're the responses of someone invested emotionally, spiritually, and creatively. It's worth noting that Morgan Wade is not the typical country music star. Her tattoos, alternative,